travel industry gets impacted by everything that happens. You know, the weather impacts the travel industry. We had SARS, we had the ash cloud, we've had COVID. Everything impacts on the travel industry, but the travel industry is very resilient and hopefully will bounce back very quickly.
Oh, the ash cloud. I'd forgotten all about that, Terry. The ash cloud, yeah, I do actually remember that now you mention it. But just tell me, I mean, you're in Spain. I think you're in Marbella now, very glamorous as you speak to us. There'll be people perhaps considering travelling to places like Spain, maybe in the next half term. What's it like there now?
So the beauty of Spain, and Greece and Turkey have also done the same thing this week, is that you don't need a PCR test to leave the country. So to leave the UK, you don't need anything other than you need to be able to show that you are COVID-free. So if you're double vaccinated, it's a great result. If you're not double vaccinated, then really these changes that come into effect from today don't help you at all. In fact, it's worse if you're not vaccinated. But in Spain, life's normal. You don't see masks. Everything's open. All the bars, all the restaurants, everything's back to normal.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear, because I remember being in Marbella, actually, when all this was starting back in early 2020, and it was incredibly strict. I remember police pretty much patrolling the streets, making sure that people were not out unnecessarily, closing the beaches. So it's good to hear that's been lifted and changed. But let me ask you in terms of how we're being received, because it's all well and good talking about our side of the plans here, but how are we being received, us Brits being received in all these different countries?
I think that the European countries in particular are desperate to get the British travellers back. You know, we do make up a huge proportion of travellers into Spain, for example, in particular. And you're seeing that being reflected now in the demand. You know, British Airways used to fly once or twice a day to Malaga. They're currently flying 6 times a day to Malaga. They flew once a day to Athens. They're now flying 4 times a day to Athens. The flights are coming out full, barely an empty seat on any of them, business class and economy. All forms of travel are completely full. And I think the hoteliers, the bars, the restaurant owners that I know, they're welcoming back the Brits with open arms.